We are live.
Ah,
I love the way every single time after we are live, Neil somehow manages to remind us that we are live. Good job, Neil. Thank you so much. Snehashish, welcome. India has lost the second T20I against West Indies. Um, well, let's discuss straight away and start discussing what do you think could be the possible reasons for India losing.
due,
Major,
due,
major reason.
major
Absolutely.
problem. Yes, yes, major reason
But
because
also, it's
if
the
you
whole game was evening, Snehashish. But here's my question. I
hmm,
know that the dew point was going to
hmm,
come, but my question is a
hmm,
little different. That the dew
hmm.
ideally should have been for both the sides because the game started at 7 p.m. Do you
Yes,
think it
yes,
got
absolutely.
heavier towards the end?
Exactly, exactly. That is what I was going to say because I was hearing the commentary also. The commentators also pointing out that from the start of the India's innings there was dew, but I think as the match progressed on, the dew got heavier. And if you see in the last 5 overs, India lost 4 wickets but managed to score 50 runs. So it's 10 overs, 10 runs per over. So I think the pitch got better because of the dew. And ultimately, when West Indies came out with the new hard ball, West Indies knew that they have to score fast in the first 6 overs, and they took advantage of that. And what a start by both Hayley Mathews and Kiana Joseph. So I think Dew played a huge role. Obviously, we all know that this time of year playing in India, under lights, Dew always becomes a factor, and in that case, toss becomes a huge factor. So I think ultimately after this match, now that toss won by Hayley Mathews turned out to be a good one. But still, you have to you still have to consider the batting failure, right? You have to still consider. Sorry, yes, you have to still consider the batting failure that India suffered. At the
But
top of the
just
order.
before going to the batting failure,
Mm,
I would actually kind of contradict or debate your due point a little
mm,
because the
mm,
number of catches that West Indies dropped,
huh?
yes, it
Mm,
was it was absolute bogus and
mm,
childish level. I think under 15s would probably be better. Having said that, that has also got a little, I think, to do not only with playing under lights but also with the
mm.
dew factor, because what happens when the ball is wet, it can roll from your arms. I mean, sorry,
Point.
from your palms, not
Pam.
arms. But both due factor, I mean, with due factor under consideration, I think when it comes to West Indies, they bowled poorly to Smriti Mandana. Fielding, of course, that was poor, but I thought
Mm,
they
mm,
bowled very straight to her. So they let her use that leg side.
mm, mm.
And similarly, India returned the favor when it came to Kiana Joseph, because
Yeah, Joseph.
Hayley Mathews can hit the ball from anywhere and everywhere. But much like Smriti Mandana needs that Uma Chhetri innings to, kind of release the
Exactly.
pressure and push her, Hayley Mathews needed a Kiana Joseph innings. And India, I
Exactly.
thought, bowled very wide. I mean, I understand the dew probably made things difficult. The pitch became faster, maybe. But having said that, you cannot give that much, that much space. What Doughton did beautifully, because Doughton came with the not so much Chanel Henry, but not but Deandra Doughton. She was bowling stump to stump. That is where India could not get away, and that's where I think the initial overs, first 6 overs for them and first 6 overs for us, became very very different.
Absolutely, and I think we both were discussing over WhatsApp that I think the way Hayley Mathews captained and uses her bowler, especially in the power play, I think that's what excellent to see. I think we never thought that we will see Deandra Doughton bowling in the power play. I think the way Deandra Doughton bowled, and then the spinners came in, especially at the end of the power play. I think the power play was completely owned by West Indies. The way they have bowled, you have to give credit to to the captain Hayley Mathews. But Deandra Doughton was a super player. She's with the ball. She did the catch. Oh my God, what a catch it was! Oh my God, what a catch it was! And obviously, she didn't get to bat today because Kiana Joseph and Hayley Mathews had other plans. but but overall, it's a complete domination from West Indies, I will say. In all three departments. Okay, the fielding was not that much good from because three catches that they dropped it was so easy. All three
But
catches were
they
easy.
dropped those three catches. Otherwise, we would have been lagging at 120 or 130
Exactly,
because Smriti would have
exactly,
gone
easily.
out pretty early.
Easily. Apart from Sriti, you had only Richago scoring that 30 runs. So,
That's why I
so
think.
how much?
Sorry,
So
yeah.
how much? How many more runs you could have scored? 100, maximum. And West Indies, the way they chased this target down, they would have chased that target in 9 or 10 overs easily. So it was a riding on a luck. Shruti managed to score those 62 runs, but I was disappointed with Shruti because you are the leader. You are the leader in this match. Obviously, you are one of the leaders of the camp. Obviously, you got three lifelines. You know that you are the only set batter right now. You can go until the 20th over. And the way she got out, it was quite disappointing to me because it was a very soft dismissal. It was nothing short for me. She tried a damn shot. The ball didn't spin that much. And from the length, from which length she wanted to pick that up, it was not the right length for me, for myself. What I understood, that it was not the right length, and it was an easy catch, very soft dismissal. I think Sweety mm, must be very disappointed because if she managed to stay there until the 20th over, along with Jamie, along with Dipti or maybe Aditya Ghosh, this score might have ended at maybe 10 or 15 runs more. Who knows? So I think these small areas, these small decisions, you need to be correct, especially in those crunch moments to win this kind of games because these small wrong decisions make a huge impact in the end.
Absolutely. I think when we are talking about batting, we of course have to also talk about the fact, that Deepti Sharma was sent when three wickets fell pretty quickly. But my problem with Deepti is not that she cannot hit boundaries, at will. My
Mm.
problem is she cannot even rotate strike at will, and the pressure then shifts completely onto the other batter. Then
Yes, absolutely. And from the T20 World Cup, we have been pointing out the same that there's some problem, rotating the strike rate, and fitness has been an issue. I will say that fitness has been an issue, and there is no such intent also. Like she knows that I cannot take this quick single, so will not try. So there it is quite evident, and today's match also it was quite evident. But I expected, but the way when Richa Ghosh came in, I thought, okay, Richa started her innings with a boundary of the fast ball. So I started, okay, this partnership will go on. At least Dipti can protect one side and Richa can go bang bang from other side. But unfortunately, run out happened. The miscommunication happened. Dipti was honestly, Dipti was frustrated, and it had to be, because it was the last designated partnership of your team. Because after that, all the batters came. It was like they can just support you if they are having a good day. So that's the thing. I think with the bat, I have mentioned in many videos earlier also. I think if you remember right now who is Deepti Sharma, you only remember top performance with the ball, not anything with the bat, especially for India.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, I completely
Okay,
agree
if
with
if you if you ask anyone who is Deepti Sharma, she bowled brilliantly. She took that. And any player of the series awards that she had, especially you see
you.
the
Is
New
all
Zealand
for
home
bowling,
team.
all for
Yeah,
bowling. It has got
all for
for bowling.
bowling, not for any batting contribution. All the batting contribution you can watch in different leagues, like 100, that six she hit. That is all. For India, there is nothing. So that's an issue. But the problem is that you cannot drop Dipti Sharma because of her bowling. Because apart from her, there is no such spinners also that you can rely on.
There are, yeah. Come on, Snehashis. We have seen how can a country like India not have off spinners?
No, I can say that if Shriyanka Patel is fit, you can try instead of her. Shriyanka Patel, you can try. But if she is not fit, then who is the spinner that you as an off spinner? And like me and you discuss everything, like Radha Jadhav, she comes and bowls flat spin, no nothing in the air, nothing. the only spinner in the India, I think, Deepti Sharma, who constantly does that. Give some air, give the ball to spin. Give that time. So that is the idea. But I think team management needs to talk with her because she bats in a very important position, number five, number six, where you need those quick runs. You cannot expect in a T20 format. Okay, give me 20 runs of 25 balls. That will not gonna help you. See other teams, Australia, South Africa, England, which kind of batters come to bat at number six, number seven? For Australia, Tyler McGrath comes in number seven. So,
It's a joke.
it's an area. So it's an area that India needs to work on. I think going forward.
It's one of the many areas that India needs to work on, I think.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
Also,
Okay,
under
lots of
pressure.
comments coming. Lots of comments.
Okay, let's start with Shobik. Shobik says Heli has played similar knocks against Australia, so it's not a fluke. Of course, it's not a fluke. Of
Hayley
Haley
Mathews
Matthews,
will start.
Haley Matthews is the number one all rounder. Shobik, there is no way it's a fluke. In fact, uh, she's one of those very rare. This style of players are generally not very consistent, but she has
Exactly.
also been pretty consistent for West Indies. In fact, before
Exactly.
the lot of Kiana Joseph coming and then Deandra Doughton coming back from retirement, West Indies team was all about Haley
Hayley
Matthews, and the
Mathews.
day Haley
Exactly.
Matthews scored, West Indies won. So she's
Yes.
a match winner. Forget about this knock. Take the
Uh, rem-
Smriti
rem-
question.
re- just remember the first edition of WPL with the ball, with the bat. She was the star for Mumbai.
Absolutely. Take the Asim Hans question, Snehasis.
Ha.
Let's do one
Shruti,
question.
yes, yes. Shruti mentioned at the toss that she would have chosen to field because of the due factor, but can this be taken as an excuse for completely being outplayed? See, I think we both have discussed that due is a major factor, but not the only factor that we can say. Due is obviously a major factor because, as I mentioned, that the commentators were on point from the ball one that due is already there, so the bowlers are having problem to to grip that ball, and obviously, I think the drop catches were maybe the reason for that only. But due cannot be the only factor of this loss because your batters failed at the top somehow. Contribution from Richa, contribution from Smriti, get you to that competitive total of 160 somehow, some cushion to the bowlers, but your bowlers did bowl pretty badly. I will say the line on length was not there. Every bowler, you are bowling to Kuana Joseph, who throws her bat to the offside only. You giving her room. If you are
Absolutely.
bowling to the offside, you are bowling to her pads, which she just turning the bat and the ball is going for the four. So there was nothing such a plan and nothing consistent in terms of line and length. So I think the bowlers didn't capitalize the. I know that it was tough for them for the due factor, but still it could have been better. It was not like the for the due you will definitely get smacked for 65 plus runs in the power play. I think things could
Exactly.
have been better with a better bowling in the line and length.
Absolutely. Completely correct. Tanmay Shah. Tanmay Shah, thank you for joining because I'm telling you, not only you, everybody. I'm thanking
Everybody,
everybody,
yes.
but Tanmay, I'm mentioning specially because he was there with us in the Bengali live
Mhm.
a few minutes ago. We jumped from Bengali live, Bengali football live to English cricket live, and he has come here. But Matthews has not done any justice to Tonmoy. Matthews totally killed the game, and my fantasy team, Doughton was my captain, didn't even get a chance to bat.
Sorry, Tanmay.
Sorry from Matthews' end.
And
Shobik, very pertinent question. Why has Shafali Verma been dropped? I will take Harmanpreet's route and tell you the answer as ask the right person. I'm not the right person. Ask the right
yes,
person.
I'm the right
Um,
person.
Shobik,
We are not the right person.
the right person to answer this would be Neetu David, Aarti Vaidya, Renu, and Shama Shah, and
Shaman,
along
yeah.
with that, Amol Mazumdar, Harmanpreet Kaur, but none of them apparently have any answers. They are dropping. In fact, just now, there is a very interesting comment that one of my friends just texted me saying, another debut video because today there was Raghvi Mish's
Rugby.
debut video.
Yes, yes.
So he sent that to me. She sent that to me, and she said another debut video. Every single day there is one debut video, And she's not wrong. She's definitely not wrong. So,
Yes,
no idea
absolutely.
why Shafali Verma from ODIs. Yes, it made sense because she was not performing in ODIs for a long time. But T20Is absolutely makes no sense. Over 500 runs in this year alone, and you drop Shafali Verma. It's a joke. But at least Uma Chetri is trying and doing her bit, I would say. But still, you cannot replace someone like Shafali Verma. Snehashish, take SS98's question.
Yes, very interesting, comment that why is Priya Mishra not in the playing 11? Wrist spinners in an attacking option in T20 cricket. The team management is clueless. The last line is absolutely correct. The team management is clueless. And then, and the first question that you asked, interesting question, I will say, because Asha Shobana is not there due to injury. Priya Mishra just debuted in the home series against New Zealand. Against Australia in the first ODI, she did well, took 2 wickets. Second ODI, she got smashed heavily. I think 86 or 88 runs. And as a reason, we both discussed, me and Trishati, that in the third ODI, there is a high possibility she is going to be dropped. And the team management keeps our word. She got dropped. And right. Okay, and the trend continues in the series. We have not seen her playing so far, but obviously I think Tushadi will agree that in T20 cricket wrist spinners are an asset. I think you have to
Yes,
play
but
it.
I also have a point. I'm trying to be the devil's advocate here, absolutely. But I do think that one factor could well be because the wrist spinner grip comes this way,
Mm,
and you have
mm,
the release is
mm,
this.
mm.
You are not using a wrist spinner in matches where you have due, because there are
Okay,
high chances of the
point.
ball,
Yes,
just slipping
slip.
from the.
Yep, yep.
Exactly. So I think that is one of the reasons we are not seeing Priya Mishra. I mean, that would be the logical reasoning, but with the Indian team management currently, you don't know. So,
Oh, yes.
Snehashish, this is a question for you. Snehashish, I wanna
Mhm.
ask one question: how many of this Indian team of 11 will get a spot in 11 of any WPL team? Kanika Ahuja should have been playing.
See, all of this, maximum of these players are already in WPL. Rugby Beast already got a contract of WPL. I think for WPL, it's a different context. I think we should not, compare the WPL and national team, because in WPL, foreign stars are there, and you have that exposure, you have that help from those stars. For example, when Yastika Bhatia, opening with Hayley Mathews, I think Yastika Bhatia, has that help from the other hand, like a Hayley Mathews will help her. So I think it's a different composer, but see, these players will definitely will get a WPL team. That is for sure. That is not a point. But Kanika Ahuja, interesting name. I think she can be one of your option,
It
but
should have played.
ultimately,
Her
huh?
domestic performance definitely says that she should have been playing.
Yes,
But
yes, absolutely,
then again, I mean, our should and selectors and captain
exactly.
and coaches should does not really match.
We are not the right person.
We are not the right person. Uh, Trisha, you
Okay,
mentioned
Trishadi, yes,
West. Yeah, Trisha, you
yeah,
mentioned
Trishadi, you have a
West Indies
question.
bowled stump to stump and restricted us. Is that a weakness of ours? Can't our top order be innovative and still be able to score strike rate of sixes below par? No, Asim, you have to understand something. It does not matter whether it's the Indian batters or Australian batters. When the ball is stump to stump and not straying down the leg or way to outside off stump for any batter, it is difficult to hit boundaries and sixes. Singles, doubles, sure, but you can place the ball. Probably if you are going for a straight boundary, there are chances of you hitting the boundary. But what happens the moment when the bowler bowls stump to stump as a batter, in the back of your mind, somewhere you're thinking, if I miss my shot, I will be bowled,
Exactly,
or if I miss my
exactly,
shot, I'm definitely going to be LB. So that's
exactly,
where you kind of restrict yourself and try to play cute shots like Jemima tried, like Smriti tried, and ended up losing the wicket. So that is where I'm trying to tell you that they did a good job, not 100%, because they were also pretty poor, in parts, but their bowlers did a better job than we did. That is my point.
exactly,
I mean, their
exactly.
bowlers at least tried bowling stump to stump. I did not
Hmm.
see our bowlers making that effort even.
Exactly. Shobhit Mukherjee is saying India needs some genuine quick bowlers. I don't think the pace is an issue here. I think any pacer with 130, 120, 130 will go for more runs in such due. I think the main thing is to bowl in the correct line and length. It doesn't matter you are bowling with 90 pace, 100 pace or 120. I think if you bowl in the correct line and length in a consistent manner, I think the pressure will come onto the batters and then mistakes will happen definitely. I think pace, I don't think will be a genuine problem here. Okay.
Uh,
Trishadi Akash
there's
commenting
one question.
Sajan,
No,
Sajana
I'll
new
get to
performance
Akash's
after one
question.
ball six.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, I'll get to Akash's question. But while we are on Pacers, I wanted to ask something. When are we going to talk about Renuka Singh Thakur's accountability?
I
Not
have been
we.
talking
We
about.
have spoken about it.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly. We have been speaking about it. But when do you think others will also start talking about it? When will the Indian management start talking about this? It could have easily been Arundhati Reddy, who, by the way, is not a express pace bowler, but I think has done a good job. She was your highest wicket taker in the T20Is, but you shun.
exactly. I want to just add one point. Just Saima Thakur took the wicket of Kiana Joseph with a slower ball, back of the hand slower ball, and Arundhati Reddy is a specialist of that thing. So that is the point here. So I don't know. I have been mentioning this again and again that we all love Renuka Thakur, the way she bowls, the way she kind of bowls
Nothing
everything.
against her, but then everybody
But
has ups
but it
and
is
downs.
quite evident. Yes, it is
Yeah.
quite evident that if there is no such assistant, from the whole condition on the pitch, there is nothing coming from her, especially in those power play overs. You expect your fast bowler, prime fast bowler, to take their early wickets as early as possible in those first 6 overs to give that early strikes to the opponent. But there is nothing. There is nothing. It's happening again and again from the T20. I think against Australia, she bowled brilliantly because there was help from the Sharjah wicket. But again, in the Dubai wicket, when there was no help, she was looking clueless. So I think it's happening. I think I don't know. I think as a player, she should work on that. Should have worked on that already. I will say because it is not happening for the last two matches. It's happening for the last 1 year. So I think as a player should have worked on it. As a management, they should have talked with her. I don't know what is happening because we don't know many things that is
Ask the
happening.
right person.
Yes, that's the right person. So that is last line as always. Only hope that hopefully she will make a comeback. But yeah, but it is high time to to talk about Renuka Singh's contributions because when there is no such assistance, she is looking absolutely clueless with the new ball.
Absolutely. I will take Akash's two comments together. One is Sajana, no performance after that one last ball six in WPL, dropping catches on regular basis. And Trisha, Indian team is heavily depending on Smriti and Jemima. No players other than them can score big 50 plus score. So, first things first. My biggest problem with selectors is Sajna hit a last ball six. Fantastic. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from her, but that one contribution cannot earn you an India cap. I'm sorry, but it cannot. On that one contribution basis, you are handing over the India cap. This is what is going to happen. And you know what? It is not that Sajna is not capable enough. But you
Mm.
have to understand that the difference between any, whether it's men's team, whether it's women's team, the difference between domestic and international is pretty high. And especially when you are directly taking someone from WPL, one innings of WPL to the international game, you are putting that person, like you are suddenly taking someone out of a pond and throwing that person in an ocean and saying, now swim. So there is no way to blame Sajna here. You need to groom people. That is what I was
Exactly.
talking about Nandini. I was saying the same
Yes.
thing about Raghavi. I was saying the same thing about Fisht, Pratika, everyone. You have spotted talent, scout them for franchises, groom them in the franchisee cricket, and then hand them an India debut. But that is definitely not happening. Now coming to the second part of the question, Trisha, Indian team is heavily depending on Smriti and Jemima. No players other than them can score big 50 plus. Here I will disagree with you, Akash. Can is not the problem, doesn't is the problem. I'll
Point.
explain. When you say can, no players can score, you are saying they're incapable of scoring. No, the capability is not the problem. The problem is they do not apply themselves. I am someone, I don't think that Deepti is incapable. No. I just think she's not clear in her head. She has a
Mm.
different plan than I don't know. I mean, I just don't. I have seen Deepti bat. I cannot I cannot fathom why she goes all all weird when she's batting for the international team. Richa is someone who has been scoring continuously, but we need one more finisher.
Yeah.
Harman has not been scoring. The opener who was scoring along with Smriti, of course, has been dropped. So there are a lot of questions that should be asked of the team management also. As a player, today
Mm.
Ragvi is playing third T20I. You don't know whether Ragvi will be playing or not. Ragvi also doesn't know, and at times I feel even Amol Mazumdar and Harman also has no idea.
Yes, absolutely. And she replaced captain Harmanpreet Kaur. So if she gets fit, it's highly possible that she will not get a game time in the next match. But Tushati, I have a question here. Like Richa Ghosh played today well, okay, good strike rate and all. But in domestic cricket, batters like Richa Ghosh, Deepti Sharma bat at the top, like opening. But when it comes to Team India, they are batting at at the middle overs. So should not so should it be like they should have batted in the domestic also in the middle over to get
Abs.
accustomed to that position.
So with Richa, I'll tell you what happened. Richa used to bat lower
Mm.
down the order for Indian team, sorry, for
Mm.
Bengal team, and she started
Bengal,
batting
yes,
as a finisher for India also, right?
yes,
After that,
yes,
Amol Majumdar promoted her to number three. That is when
yes. Australia
Bengal
series, yes,
decided to promote her to number three for her benefit as well. Because it is not
yes.
easy for a person, you're playing at three, you're playing at five, two
Mm.
completely
Mm.
different
Mm.
roles.
Mm.
So she played
Mm. Mm.
at number three, and then this year she was promoted to open the batting. I have no idea why Bengal promoted her to open the batting. That's a
Mm.
separate
Mm.
story altogether, because I think Bengal omitted one of their potential openers and a power hitter
Mm.
in Kashish Agarwal. And because Kashish wasn't there, you had to promote someone out of
Mm.
your power hitters in Priyanka Bala, Pratibha Rana, and Richa Ghosh. So somehow they chose Richa Ghosh because I think Richa also has a lot of experience. So they brought her to open the batting. And then Indian team also asked her to open the batting. So the whole thing is she started off as a finisher. Keep her as a
Yep,
finisher. You don't need to pull and push a person, because that is when you destroy that cricketer. And right now, the
exactly.
team management, unfortunately, is neither grooming cricketers, not being able to keep them injury free. All that we are doing is handling debut caps and then chopping and changing so much that the person forgets how to play cricket. Thankfully, Richa hasn't.
Yeah, I think same with Deepti also. Deepti also opens the batting, in domestic circuit.
Absolutely.
So before selecting a team, obviously we go to the stats. So when Dipti scored those runs at the top, having played in the power play, you go to the stats and saying, oh, Dipti scored 50, Dipti scored 100, Dipti scored this and that. You said, okay, she is in a great form. She can bat for us at any position. So, okay, at number five, go Dipti, score me, bring me those 50 and 100 for me.
Yes.
The way you
Correct.
have scored.
Correct.
But that doesn't happen, na. So I think that is the issue. I think this same issue. I have pointed out in many videos, like in IPL also, in our men's cricket also, whichever player scores huge amount of run in IPL scores at the top, and when they get a chance in the men's team, they get to chance bat at number 5 or 6, because at the top you have your top stars like Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and everyone. So it is quite evident that they will not get a chance. So I think it's the same problem now happening with the women's cricket also. I think still time is left. I think still nothing that much happened. I think there should be a I think a best solution will be franchises and board should have a meeting, and for certain players, there should be some rules that this player should bat at this number only, because of the
But
because
not the franchise. But the franchisee part is not the problem. The bigger problem is the state part, the domestic part.
Domestic. Yes, yes, yes.
It is not about
Yes, in
franchising.
WPL, yes.
Franchisee cricket, different people will play different positions, and it's
Yes,
fine
yes, correct. In
because
WPL,
franchisee is
Rita
just
Bassett
one
at
month, five
number four.
teams,
Yes, yes,
five
yes.
five matches. Sorry, not five teams,
Mm,
5 matches, 10 matches at max.
mm.
But having said that, even for franchisees, Deepti comes lower down the order.
Exactly.
So when she plays in the state team, she has to come lower
Top.
down the order.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Asim is
Okay.
asking, during the WPL auction, we were discussing that there isn't a dearth of spinners in our domestic circuit. But in total contradiction, now we are saying that Deepti is the only offie. So, which is true. No, no, Deepti is absolutely not the only offie. I completely disagree. There are so many off spinners. Yeah, we have been watching the domestic game. In fact, mostly spinners are generally bowling, and you will find more finger spinners than wrist spinners, so we have plenty of off spinners. But again, Asim, the problem is who are you backing? Like, for example, Sneha, do you have any idea why Sneh Rana just fizzled out? She was not even selected in the, she was not even sold in the WPL auction. And we saw her, she was bowling with perfect control.
Exactly. Not only bowling, she was batting brilliantly also, hitting sixes for fun. So I think overall, I don't know what happens when it comes to selections, whether it is India, whether it's domestic or anything WPL. Nobody wants to take Sneha, and I don't know what is the reason behind it. But overall, I think Asim heard my comment that I mentioned that apart from Dipti, there is no one such spinner that you can take. What I'm trying to say that if you know players like Shreyana or maybe Shriyanka Patil is not there due to injury. Who are the spinners? Because if you see that the current the lot of the spinners is of India is like Asha Shobana, it's like Shriyanka Patil, is Deepti Sharma and Priya Mishra. These four spinners are now for your current top players, and among them two are injured. Shriyanka Patil and Asha Shobana. Priya Mishra is very young spinner, and after one bad match you dropped her. So only experienced spinners you have Deepti Sharma in it. Obviously Radha Yadav is there, but Radha Yadav is a I am talking about Radha Yadav is left arm off spinner, so that is I am not talking taking account. But overall, when it comes to off spinner, there's a lot of young talents you have to groom that.
I'll
I think
explain.
we
I
should,
think what
yes,
Snehashish meant, Asim, was he's strictly talking about experienced spinners.
exactly,
That is what he meant by but the question that you asked, no, I don't think Snehashish and I or anybody will ever say that India or Asian countries can ever, subcontinents can ever have dearth of spinners. The
exactly,
point, I think we will be sounding like a broken record if we keep saying that you have to pick up people from domestic and groom them. If you don't groom them, and you know how you groom people, by allowing them to make mistakes. When you drop a Priya Mishra after she went for 82, you are not helping her. Saika Ishak played one match and you dropped her. I don't care how many runs she gave. Give her 5 matches at least. How on earth will anybody improve? And that is what Snehashish and I are talking about. That now in crunch matches or in crunch situations, people generally go towards their experienced players. And who are your experienced players? Experienced offies. Sneh Rana, Shriyanka Patil, and Deepti.
Dipti,
Because you have not groomed anyone else.
exactly.
But Shriyanka Patil is injured. You don't want to look at Sneh Rana for whatever reason. So you don't have anybody other than Deepti.
That's the point.
SS98. Why has the team not improved their fielding despite continuous criticism? Interesting question. uh, Snehashish, you have been there in Dubai and you have seen that a lot of fielding sessions also happen. So,
Yes,
like SS98, even I am wondering that with so many fielding sessions, because I remember Bharat kept, like, he kept saying that so many hours, so many minutes of fielding sessions. So, where does that go in the match? Or, okay, so here's the other part of the question and the most important part. You have seen them in the match, like in front of you, and you have seen them in practice. Tell me, if I had to ask you, what is the difference? What would be that?
I will say that in practice session, lot of catches get dropped. I will first say that. I think many catch dropped happens, and very silly, easy catch drops happens. So me and Bharat, when we both were, for the World Cup coverage in Dubai, we were pretty shocked to see some fielding practices and how these catches can be dropped. You know, there are some certain fielders that in matches you can rely on, and in practice session also they only take some great catches, like Jemima. Shriyanka Patil is one of the good fielders, I will say. She takes good catches. Harmanpreet, decent catcher, but decent. But apart from these three or four, there is no one. Sajana Sajivan is a good catcher, I will say. I have seen her taking good catches in the practice sessions, boundary rope. But today, the way she misjudged that ball, it was horrendous. It was horrendous. She just misjudged it. First of all, I didn't understand why she needed to jump. If she
Yes, that was the next question. What was
Yeah,
she jumping for? You know,
exactly. She didn't
I think
need to
she
jump at all.
she
Exactly. Exactly.
completely misjudged it.
This, after missing the ball landed inside the rope. So you could have just stand and just grab that. But just completely misjudgment, I guess. So overall, what I will say that in the practice session also, our fielders makes many mistakes. It's true that fielding sessions happen for a longer time. Coaches spend their time because, see, if some mistakes is happening, everyone is pointing out, so something is there wrong definitely, and it cannot happen that the players or the coach doesn't know that. Obviously, they know, but they try their hard also. Practice sessions happen. They points out everything. Sometimes I have seen, I think in World Cup, Deepti Sharma, Richa Ghosh missed a easy catch. The ball coming straight and she missed that. I think in some of the matches. The next practice session, me and Bharat both saw Richa Ghosh having us, separate practice session for 30-40 minutes and practicing the same catches. So that is a good sign that, okay, that this mistake has happened.
This is actually a good sign. So here's my point, Snehashish.
Mm,
From what I've heard from you, right?
yeah, yeah,
What you said, it's fantastic. She dropped a catch,
mm,
she was practicing. But
mm.
isn't that reactiveness? You have
Obviously,
already missed it. Why did she not
obviously,
practice the same kind of catches one day before
exactly.
the match or two
Before
days before the match,
what?
whatever it is, before
Absolutely,
she missed
absolutely.
it? After she missed it, sure. I mean, you understood that she has missed it. You are
Yeah.
giving her that
You are
practice.
putting extra effort. Yes, you are putting
Absolutely,
extra.
but it should have happened before.
Exactly,
Somewhere
exactly.
I
I
feel,
completely.
somewhere my only complaint is, somewhere I feel that this coaching unit as well is very very reactive, much like our captaincy has been, much like
Hmm.
our batting, fielding, bowling has been in general in the last say 2-3 months. I think it has been
Hmm.
very reactive. That proactiveness is not there, and hence we are lagging so much behind.
Yes, absolutely.
Akash
I
is
think
asking a question. Yeah, Akash.
I was also looking that comment. Why these India women selectors have not done a single press conference in previous half decades? Ask the right person, Akash. We are not.
But Akash, I'll tell you something. After listening to Amol Majumdar and Harmanpreet Kaur's press conference, I genuinely feel there's no point in saying that Indian selectors should come and do the press conference, because if they come and give you diplomatic answers, then there's no point in a press conference. It's just showing your face. It's not like they're gonna take responsibility. I think one person whose press conference I have absolutely loved is Jemima Rodriguez. I think straight up owning up, accountability. Uh, that's absolutely fantastic, and that is what you expect. SS98. The team requires a left arm swing bowler. Does anyone come in the notice in the domestic cricket? Absolutely, Anjali Sarvani, left arm pacer, and she's quite good. But again, I don't know what the selectors are thinking. She'll be playing for UP Warriors, if I'm not wrong.
Maybe
Yeah,
yes for
she's
UP.
UP. Yeah, she's in UP, in the sense she's in the UP team.
Okay.
Akash, are you
Akash,
kidding me? Arundhati
uh,
was the highest wicket taker in T20I this year for India and was in really good form and then got dropped. कौन जिम्मेदारी लेगा इसका? हम नहीं. हम तो नहीं ले सकते भाई. हम कहाँ से ले लेंगे आकाश ये जिम्मेदारी, क्योंकि इंडियन टीम के कैप्टन ही जिम्मेदारी नहीं लेना चाहते. So Snehashish,
Okay.
okay. The question is, who is
Hmm.
Jemima's best friend who was not there when Jemima collected the player of the match last match?
Who
Who
took
was she
most
refereeing?
wickets for India in T20s last year?
Last year or this World Cup?
This year. Sorry, yeah, in World Cup. In World Cup, yes.
Absolutely. I think that was Jemima's salty take on Arundhati being dropped. I mean, um, I don't know. Maybe not the right platform, but
Yes, obviously.
it was a
Obviously, I completely agree that that should not be your platform to, to express yourself. Uh, but it's okay. It has been done. So it's what
yeah,
is
it's
done
done,
is done.
done, dusted.
Yes.
Shobhik Mukherjee, Harsha Bhogle mentioned today that the boundaries are too small in WPL. Do you agree? Yes, they are small.
And
But
not only in
what about
WPL,
that?
in IPL also. In IPL also, the
Yeah,
boundary is small, and that is why our batters, whether it is men or women, they struggle to hit boundaries when they go into play, in Australia, England, because the boundaries are long. So it's nothing new. It's for franchisee crickets, always the boundaries become small because you want to see those sixes being smashed.
absolutely. Akash says we should not take these matches seriously as our five players not playing Harman Pooja Patil? Oh, Pooja Vastrakar, Shriyanka Patil, Asha Shobna, Shafali Verma. Okay, so here's my point. So you don't want a second team. So what happens if Pooja remains injured, Shriyanka remains injured? For our sake and for their sake, I'm hoping they shouldn't. But Akash, you can't say that you can't take these matches seriously. I mean, every team gets injured. When in 2021 the men's team, won in Australia, the Border Gavaskar Trophy, there were a lot of players missing. Virat Kohli not there, and yet the team won. I'm not even talking about winning or losing. All that saying is there has to be better intent. There has to be better competition. Do you think I'm asking for too much, Nehashish, or we are asking for too much?
No, no, no. And as a team, women's cricketers get only 6 to 8 matches to play before any tournament. So I think if you don't take seriously those matches also, then how can you expect a team to get ready for such big tournaments? I think after the World Cup, the main question was about not having a strong brain bench for of these Indian teams, and I think that is one of the reasons that these players have not performed to their potential because they are in that comfort zone that if even if we do not perform, there is no one to replace us. So I think that comfort zone can be broken if only there is a strong bench. If there is someone, if this, if Rugby Beast gets some more opportunities and scores 1 or 2 50s, then somehow, some middle order batters will think, okay, I have to score runs, otherwise Rugby will take my place. But if you do not give chances to Rugby, and or if you give and then she fails, then again there is no bench strength, and the batters, the more experienced one, you will pick that player. Even if she fails, you have to continue with youth her because you don't have anyone to replace her. So I think for any successful team, a strong bench is very much needed. For India women's cricket right now, it's very much lacking. When that can happen, I think that will only help the playing 11 to get better and better.
But also, here's the point, Snehashish, a lot of people keep saying in Twitter, I have seen people who have zero sense about women's cricket that there are no players to succeed these players. No, the answer is
Exactly.
an absolute, in capital letters, and I cannot even say how loudly I'm saying no. The answer is not that. The answer is you are not properly groomed. You cannot bring a player, ask that player to open the innings or play, and then what happens next match? Do you drop Uma Chetri? If you drop Uma Chetri, then can you think? I mean, you have not even groomed the player, you have not even given the player 3 matches, and you're dropping the person and saying, oh, we don't have bench strength. No, that cannot happen.
Exactly. That cannot happen. And now it's a series decider. You cannot you cannot lose another series, at home.
Disaster.
I
It's a disaster.
disasters, a complete disaster.
Is the 25 ODI World Cup make or break tournament for senior players? Shouldn't it have been already a make or break statement? But yes, I think since no steps have been taken so far, I do think I completely agree with you, Shobik, that the 25 ODI World Cup will be a make or break tournament. Akash says, Trisha, do you remember? once Meghna Singh was groomed as good fast bowler with good pace and outswingers, why she has not evolved? She also played 22 ODI World Cups. Huh?
This
World Cup. Acha, not World Cups. World Cup. Sorry, my bad, Akash. Um, so I think Meghna Singh was replaced by Pooja. That's what happened. And
mm,
then I just think Renuka and Pooja came in. Renuka was very similar to Meghna, but Renuka was more successful with the swing she was getting, in similar conditions. And that's
mm.
why. And the other problem with Meghna is she's pretty indisciplined. Not in real life, like not an indisciplined person, but
Yes.
indisciplined bowler. Yeah, somebody will go and write Meghna is an indisciplined player. No, no. She just bowls a lot of wides. That's one more problem. I think Renuka does get hit for boundaries and all that, but she has got better control. That is where I think Meghna slowly faded away. And yes, of course, Meghna has last year she played for Gujarat Giants in WPL. I did see some good Yorkers, but I do think again under pressure Meghna has not delivered.
Mm. Okay, SS 98, अपना ही
No, before that
what?
King D. No, no,
Okay, okay.
before that, King D.
King D,
Indian
okay.
women
Indian
team
women
needs a
team is
powerful foreign coach with all the powers of selection and team strategies. I think this coach also has powers of selection and strategies. As far as foreign coach is concerned, see, I
why
have
foreign
two
coach?
options. Foreign coach, sure, or get Indian women's team, like Indian
Exactly,
former Indian women player to coach.
exactly,
And I have been repeatedly saying that Nushin Al Kadir would be a fantastic choice. Sumitra
exactly.
Paranjape would be a fantastic choice, but it's only me who's saying. The team is definitely not doing anything about it.
Exactly. Just see the brand of cricket Mumbai played in the senior T20 trophy. I think that will tell enough story. Okay, SS
It's just
98
please
अपना है
go ahead.
Mandana, Brinda Dinesh, Jemima as a captain good, Kanika Ahuja, Richa Ghosh, Pooja Bhastakar, Arundhati Reddy, Shriyanka Patil, Shikha Pandey, Priya Mishra, Tita Shadu. Thoughts?
Interesting. I would say interesting. Very interesting. Batting, SS98, I still think batting is a little bit of a problem there, but
Mm.
very, very interesting names. Vrinda Dinesh is someone, again, she has been scoring very well in the domestic. I have no idea why has she not been, in fact, you remember she was there in UP Warriors and she was starting
Exactly.
to settle in, but she broke her shoulder, I
Mm.
think, or one of the bones. She broke one
Yeah.
of her arm bones, I remember, and she sat out. And
And
after
UP
that,
paid a
I
huge amount. UP paid a huge
yes,
amount for her.
yes, because she has been doing very well in domestic. She's still
Exactly.
doing very well in
Exactly.
domestic cricket.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. That's right.
SS98, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her making her debut very soon. Uh, Jemima
Yes.
as the captain, I completely agree with that part. High time. It's absolutely high time that Jemima is is given that. I was about to say armband because in my head, football, cricket, everything is mixed. But in short, that post Kanika Ahuja, fantastic. Richa Ghosh, yes. Pooja Vastrakar, I think one of the biggest fans of Pooja, but at the same time, she's so injury prone that here two of the names, Pooja Vastrakar and Shriyanka Patil, both of them are very, very injury prone. That's a
Mm.
problem. So probably we need to think about backups for them. Arundhati Reddy, yes, the kind of form that she is in, sure. Shikha Pandey has been fantastic, but I don't know if the selectors are avoiding her because of the age factor.
Mm.
Titash, so here the thing is SS98. I have a bad feeling that Titash will be dropped next T20I itself. Just a bad feeling, you
Same
know.
here.
Oh, exactly. You are not grooming Titash. That's my problem. You are dropping her, chopping and changing her. Not good for a young pacer. You know what will happen? She will then forget her pace, forego her pace, and just look to bowl the line and length and just drop the ball. That will become the end of Titash Shadu. I hope Titash doesn't do that. Asim Hans, Trisha, you mentioned players other than Jemmy and Smriti lack application. If these batters are insecure about both their place and position, can they be blamed? Wouldn't they play to just be in the team?
I
I
think we have
don't
discussed this. I
Yeah,
think we
I
have
don't think
discussed
Asim,
this.
in the last 24 hours, I have agreed with anyone more than this. That you are 100% correct. And we have been talking about it, Snehashish and myself, that
Hmm.
this chopping and changing is not helping the team. It is making every single person insecure. And when you are insecure, you cannot even be called selfish, because what you're thinking is from one game to another game. You're not even thinking about the team, nothing else. You're thinking, let me play this game out so
Yep.
that I can be there in the next game. Take Asim's next comment, Snehashish.
Yes,
I was going to say Ritika.
Asim said since Amol Mujumdar has been appointed, Meghna Singh has played zero ODIs. The last ODI she played was in Bangladesh in tied match last year. Oh, I don't want to remember that series. But yes, Meghna Singh has not played. That is true. That I think Tushali mentioned beautifully that you know ultimately you didn't groom that player. She played for a long time. She played the World Cup also, but suddenly she got completely out of the list, and now you don't know where she is. She is very very down to the pecking order. So that is happening with every player. I think the concern that is Trisha talking about with Trisha with Tita Shadu, I think is the same. That if you drop her now, if you give limited opportunities to her now after this performance, suddenly she will become such a bowler. Okay, I will focus only my line and length. Will go for the slower balls. Will not focus on my pace, and suddenly she will lose all her pace, and at the end of the day, I think we might lose Teacher Sadhu as well, though which we don't want at all. So let's see if the team management can do better. Okay,
Akash,
Akash.
I had followed Mumbai journey to win senior women T20 trophy previous season. I was very impressed by her captaincy skills. I'm guessing we are talking about Jemima, of course.
Yes,
And
last season Jemima was the skipper. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Jemima is a fantastic leader. Forget about captaincy skill alone. A captain needs to be a leader, performing, being there. Yes, there are times when Jemima also misfields or drops a catch, but that is very, very rare. The other part is in fielding, there are very few Indian players who run to the ball and not let the ball come to them. One of them is Jemima, and she's so actively there. You'll see the moment somebody misses or takes a good catch, good throw, Jemima is running to them, patting their back. She's there everywhere. There's this energy about her, a lot of positive energy about her, and I think this is the right time to hand over the captaincy to her, because also maybe not the right time to hand over the ODI captaincy, because now you have already lost two series. You probably have two three more before the World Cup, so maybe keep Harmanpreet as the captain. I think at least for T20I, because the next T20I World Cup is in 2026. I think definitely Jemima should be handed over the captaincy. Take the last question,
exactly.
Snehashish.
Yes. And I just want to add one thing. I think Jemima is a very charming character. I think always smiling. I think that is one of the reason that she has that beautiful bond with everyone in the team. So I think that also helps to be a good leader when you have bond with everyone. I think you can listen one podcast recently happened of Mithali Raj where she mentioned that when you are a leader you have to consider both on and off the field characteristics of a player to understand that player. So I think that is very much needed, and I think Jemima has that quality because of her charming character. So let's see whether she becomes a captain or not. But I think it is high time to consider her as one of the contender. Okay, so the last comment of today is the SS98. The India Women's Under 19 opener G Kamalini looks class. She was picked up by Emma in the auction. Wouldn't be surprised if she plays for the national team earlier than expected. Exciting talent, obviously. Yes,
Can I just
I
say
know.
something?
Yes,
Don't be surprised if somebody is making a debut. Don't. And not taking nothing away from Kamalini, because I think she
nah,
played a class innings, and I genuinely think that Kamalini is a class player, one to look out for in the future. Having said that, I don't think this is the time to make the senior national team debut for Kamalini. I think this is the perfect time for her to be in Mumbai Indians, because Mumbai Indians is one team that takes their grooming very seriously. Nita Ambani and the entire team. That is how Mumbai Indians has groomed the men's IPL team as well. They do the same thing for women's team. This is the right time for G Kamalini, the right transition from under 19 to franchisee. And then, of course, the next step, once she settles in
Why?
with MI, she goes big, then give her the debut cap. But that's
Mm.
what I
But
think.
I
Snehashi,
really
do you
want
think her
to.
selection?
No, no, no. Obviously, the first line that you made is absolutely correct. That it can happen that Kamalani can make a straight debut for senior team also. But obviously, that there has to be some process. I think the process that Tushari mentioned is absolutely correct. I think it is very. I think in the WPL auction live also we both mentioned that it is a very good opportunity for her to get rub shoulders with like Hayley Mathews, Nat Shiver Brandt, Amelia Kerr, Harmanpreet Kaur in my camp. So I think a lots of learning she will get for definitely, and I hope that some in some matches we can see her playing also. I think having net sessions, having learnings is a different part, but having that match experience is also very much needed. So I think that can also happen, and hopefully, 2 years of WPL, and then you can get, and then if you get, a chance in the national team, I think that will be preferable because one time, one season wonder that can happen in franchise, cricket. You know, I am not saying see Shaika Ishak, for example, she did brilliant in the first edition of WPL. She got the chance. She made her debut. Didn't have 2 3 games. She completely lost now. She is not in the radar. We are talking about spinners. See, we even we are thinking so much of spinners. We didn't mention Shaika Ishak's name, so you can understand how where she has gone. She is completely out of the order right now. So for her also, I think today I wrote a piece. I mentioned many times that it's a high, it's good that Mumbai showed that fade on her and retained her. It is a high WPL season coming for her to make a comeback. Hopefully she will does, because she is a good spinner if she bowled in a consistent manner. So that is the part that there should be a process. But I really want to make a comment. I don't know I should or not, but I really want to make a comment.
Go
that
ahead.
that Sajana hit that one ball, but she hit that ball for Mumbai Indians. So
Yeah, I think, and it was to Alice Capsey in a crunch situation. Both
yeah,
were a little wary, so understandable. And Sajana is actually a good hitter. She
yeah.
is a good
No, no, no.
finisher, but
I just want to mention
yeah,
that.
yeah, I understood.
Yeah.
I understood what you said, and I quickly diverted that as well.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay. Keep diverted.
getting to the last comment again, one more
Yes,
comment has come, and we are not
yes,
complaining. Uh,
yes.
Asim says, apart from Meghna Singh, Asim, we'll keep that quiet. Asim, apart from Meghna Singh, Devika Vaidya has also been completely dropped and has played zero ODIs under Amol Mazumdar. Do we know what happened to her? With Devika Vaidya, I think it's a little different. I think for family reasons or something, Devika had taken some time off cricket and then she has made a comeback. So that's one of the reasons that she has not played ODIs under Amol Mazumdar. BCCI should take more accountability in women's cricket. Like, should also ask questions to coach, like in men's cricket, ask questions to Gambhir and Dravid after NZ series loss and 23 ODI World Cup loss respectively. But I think BCCI had a meeting with Amol Mazumdar and Harmanpreet, or at least they were supposed to have before the New Zealand series. So I'm not 100% sure about that part of things, Akash. But yes, definitely this team needs accountability. There is no doubt about it. But what I honestly liked about today's conversation is a match that India lost and lost badly. Snehashish and I were actually saying that, oh, we'll go live. We don't even know if people will be watching it because India has lost so badly. We went. Uh, we have 30 more seconds, and we'll go into 1 hour of chatting with you guys.
and
We
and
have got.
I can easily say this is one of the best lives that me and Trishadi have done over women's cricket. I think.
Absolutely. Because, and this is not because of us, it's because of
Mm.
you guys. The
Yes.
questions that you guys have asked on point, the way you have interacted with us, it's it's a dream come true. Every time we come live, we hope that people interact with us more and more, ask questions. Maybe we might not have the right answers to all the questions. We try our level best because we are fans and analysts together. Maybe we have a little more inside knowledge than you guys have. Maybe we have over analyzed, like Snehashish and I over analyze. If ever our WhatsApp chat was leaked, you would see every match analyzed there, from England, South Africa to India, West Indies to God knows some Namibia matches also we will be discussing. So, but this was one of the best lives that Snehashish, you and I had. Closing comments,
Definitely.
and today you close the live.
Yes, I want to thank Tanmay Shah. He was there in the Bengali Live for the football show also. So at the same time, he was watching the football match and also keeping a track on this match also. So that is a good big thank you to him. But overall, yeah, I think it has been a brilliant live session because the question and the interaction that you mentioned, it has been fabulous. It's good that so many people are keeping a track of women's cricket. I think that is a good sign. I think that is the most positive thing among all
That
these
is
negative
happening
things that
in
is
Indian women's
happening.
cricket.
Exactly,
That is
exactly.
happening in Indian women's cricket, and that is why, for these fans' sake and for the game's sake, now we need
Yes,
to stand up. One more game to
exactly.
go in this T20I series decider, 1-1. We will be coming back, of course, with the pre-show on match day. Do watch us live, and please, please do keep joining and interacting like you
Yeah,
did today. All you need to do is subscribe, put on the notification icon. You would be knowing when we are live, and our day starts 4:30 a.m. tomorrow. Yes, we will be back live with Border Gavaskar Trophy pre-show. Do join us and hope you have a good night. Thank you, Snehashish, and thank
thank you,
you.
thank you. Good
Kapil is
night to
there in the
everyone.
back end?
No, no, I will end. Who needs
No,
Shobnik?
Neil is there. Neil is there.
no,
Okay.
Neil. Great job,
Okay,
Neil.
go for it. Okay, bye.
Go
Good
for
night.
it. Good night.